आप देख रहे हैं मुझे ना, और आवाज शुद्ध? हाँ हाँ, अच्छा, ओके, ठीक है। जय हिंद। Brigadier Hemant Mahajan welcomes you to E-Vyakhanmala today in the evening. And the subject we are going to speak to you is on the screen. I am going to speak to you with the help of a PowerPoint presentation. The subject is, today we are living in difficult times. Every day, every hour, there is a bad news about some shortage here, some shortage there. Health services are still struggling to cope up with the pandemic. So in this difficult situation, one of the most difficult situation on the health front, which the country is faced in last 50 years, how do we remain positive? How do we motivate ourselves to do something positive? How do we motivate our family? How do we ensure that whichever field you are working in, we still continue to perform our duty so that the nation's economy prospers? These are the issues I'm going to speak to you about today, because in these difficult times, everybody's morale is down. Everybody says why this thing should happen, why that should happen, why there are so many restrictions. There's a clash between what government wants to do to break the chain and obviously people's wanting to survive, especially the daily wagers who have to work every day, or let's say the people in the small scale sector who have to pay their workers. Then there are people who remain, who have to work every day for them to earn the bread. So these are difficult times. So the subject of my talk today is how to motivate yourself during these difficult times. And this is what we will talk about today. It will consist of many parts. Firstly, how do you motivate yourself? Secondly, how do you motivate your family? Thirdly, how do you motivate the surroundings around you? These are the various subjects that I'll talk to you about today. Before I start with my topic proper, the aspects that I will cover today in my talk is, we all have to incur a fighting spirit, because in the difficult times, we have to fight with this corona battle. And the Indian Army today does a lot of operations every day, suffers casualties. And how do they maintain their fighting spirit when they are faced with the threat of death is something that we all need to understand. And something of that nature is what we need to cultivate. Then how do you motivate yourself? How do you motivate others? And most important is, can this be converted into an opportunity? This is the crisis which has come. Of course, the government is putting in a lot of effort. The frontline soldiers in this, the doctors, the paramedic staff is doing their best. There are issues, there are problems, which I'm sure is going to be overcome in the days to come. But let us also contribute ourselves as citizens of this country who want this country to overcome this pandemic and start leading a normal life. What we need to do has been told to us by a number of times by government, by various agencies. And only important is, whatever comes to us, we need to implement it. Because if we don't, then what is the point of knowing things which everybody knows what is to be done, but is not following? So we must keep ourselves motivated to do our duty. We owe a duty towards us, towards our families, towards the society around us, and obviously towards the nation. So motivation today is a talk, and during this time, remain positive. Good communications with everybody is important. Remember, we are going to win this battle. Remember, countries have gone through these kind of problems before also. So we will overcome this problem. It is just that we must show our fighting spirit. When I spoke to you last time, I talked about a message to Garcia. Message to Garcia was about a person who was told to deliver a message during very difficult times, and he did it. So today our society requires people who will ensure that whatever task is given to him is done. Our society today waits for those individuals who will do what they are supposed to do. And these people are required in all walks of life. And I will give you one example. There was a video which was viral on the social media. A blind lady was walking with her small child on the railway platform, and suddenly the child left the lady's hand and from the platform fell on the railway track. Now a train was coming from the other direction. There was a person, a brave person, a person who saw the situation. His name is Mayur Sherke. No, I repeat the name, Mayur Sherke. He saw it. He took a split-second decision. He jumped on the railway track, ran on the railway track, lifted the child, put him on the platform, and quickly himself came on the platform. If his instant reaction wouldn't have been there, the child, I don't want to say what would have happened. Hats off to Mayur Sherke, and we require many such Mayur Sherkes who will respond in an emergency and will do what is required to be done. Let's once again salute Mayur Sherke and likes of him, because today there are a lot of NGOs who are doing a good job. There are a lot of Swayam Sevak who are helping people in trouble. So let us help these NGOs. Let us help these individuals who are giving help to people. Either some people are giving ready-made food to the people who require it. Some people deliver medicines. Some people help a person who's in the hospital. A lot of good work has been done. So let us help them in whatever way we can, either by monetary help or by help as a Swayam Sevak. So these are difficult times, and we must help the society around us as much as we can under the circumstances. Last time I spoke about the Battle of Examination Hall, and in that there's a very famous quote which says, "We are all students in our whole life as long as our minds remain active." We are students today. The professional challenges that we face in the life today, if we think positively, if we think properly, then we can face any kind of a situation in a better manner. What is required today in an individual is developing the fighting spirit. Lord Moran had said some time back, it is not the number of men who matter doing a particular task, but what matters is their will. Effective people who are willing to do what they are supposed to do is where the society is built up. And that is exactly what happens in the army when they face difficult situations in which we have to decide between life and death. So what is fighting spirit? The above quotation brings out the importance of the fighting spirit in our society. It may be a war, it may be a warlike situation, it may be a pandemic. We don't require phantoms or supermen. We require common people who are involved in this kind of a things. A common soldier, an individual soldier who will do what we are supposed to do. So fighting spirit and building up morale is very, very important. So what does fighting spirit mean? Fighting spirit is the visible positive response of a man to any situation. It doesn't have to be a military situation. It can be an accident on the road. It can be a pandemic. And he will do a task which he is supposed to do under the circumstances as well as it can be. It is the feeling in the heart of a man which makes him sacrifice his life even to accomplish his mission. At times he knows that maybe the kind of a work that I am doing is dangerous, but because the society requires me, so therefore he is doing it. Be it doctors, be it nurses, be it paramedical staff, be it people who carry out investigation reports, etc. So we need to develop fighting spirit so that we are able to fight the pandemic. I will come down to my main topic, that is, how do you motivate yourself in this kind of a situation? A mountaineer who reaches a peak like Everest, a sportsman who breaks a world record, one who leads team to a victory despite terrible injuries, a football match going on, last minute a goal is scored, a soldier on the line of control As we talk today, all the soldiers in the Kashmir, on the line of control, nearly 2.5 lakh of them would be keeping awake the whole night, ensuring that the terrorists are not able to infiltrate. Now, these soldiers, these sportsmen, people who react like people like Mayur Sherke, what do they have in common? What they have in common is that they are highly motivated and do what they are supposed to do, and they want to win this battle at all cost. This is what we need to do. A nation's strength is its common people who help the society to win. The power of motivation cannot be underestimated. It makes extraordinary achievements possible. I repeat word extraordinary. During difficult times, extraordinary achievements take place. We will come to know about many such heroes when the pandemic battle is won. In fact, every day we come to know about somebody who did something what he was not supposed to do. In fact, just I in the newspaper I read that there was a thief. I repeat, there was a thief who had stolen something, and when he found that it was the medicines or a kit which was required to fight the pandemic, he wrote there, "I am sorry, though I am a thief, but this is not a kind of a thief, a kind of a thing that I'll steal." And he left it back for the society. I mean, imagine a thief having this kind of a spirit, and this was reported in the newspapers. Techniques that I will talk to you will make you a good motivator. It will help you to extract more work out of yourself, out of your subordinates, out of the people with whom you are connected. And in life, we have to deal with people who are senior to us, people who are junior to us, people who are our equals. So outstanding successes can only be achieved if all of us are motivated. One such person, Captain Vikram Batra, I tried to get photograph of Mayur Sherke, but unfortunately I could not get it. It was too small and I couldn't show it to you. But Captain Vikram Batra, before he went into the battle, the news people asked him, "Okay, what is that you want to do?" He says, "We have captured one Pakistani post, but ye dil mange more, we want to capture the next one." So now this is a negative way of motivation. Terrorists who carry out attack, there are suicide bombers who destroy themselves with suicide bombing and destroy themselves and destroy the target which they are supposed to do. This is of course a negative motivation. But look at the terrorist, he is willing to die for his wrong cause also. So there are two definitions for motivation. Motivation is a commitment or a urge, restlessness in a person that impels him to accomplish a task under all circumstances. I repeat the word under all circumstances. You can't say, "I will do my job after this is done, after that is done, etc." No, you have to function under the circumstances. Motivation is a self-propelling force within a man that keeps on prompting him to improve his performance and his behavior. It is also his will and keenness to achieve not what he's supposed to achieve, but what he sets himself to achieve. And these are the people, common people, high achiever people who succeed in life. Yes, we are going to win. Laws of motivation are shown to you here. You can have a look at them. You have to be motivated to motivate. Obviously, if you are dismotivated, how will you motivate your children, your family, your people around you? Motivation requires a plan. It is not something which is vague. How do you motivate yourself? Exactly by what method is important. Motivation is not permanent. So regularly, you have to keep on motivating yourself. Like you must have seen people, a sportsman like PV Sindhu, who is a badminton player. She sits, you can hear her, during the match shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." She is motivating herself to a greater performance. Recognition motivates. When a person knows what he's done, he's been recognized by the society, he is happy about it. I'm sure Mayur Sherke's feat will motivate a lot more people. Progress made, even in small manner, also helps. For example, a person who's fighting a battle, the moment he comes to know his cough is gone, his cold is gone, he is happy because he is now going to improve further. His oxygen level has gone up, further success. So again, he is happy, and ultimately he comes out of the pandemic. Challenging tasks motivate only if the challenge is to be overcome. Everybody has a different motivational fuse. Some people work for money, some people work for a cause, some people work because they want to help the society, but various techniques can be used to motivate yourself. And today, what are the signs of people who are not motivated? There is a lack of confidence. They always worry. They always talk in a negative manner. They always see the negative side of the story. And one example to be given here is the way media is covering it. Every day, what comes in the newspaper, 85 to 90% of the news is negative, and some positive news which is coming up is not highlighted. Similarly, also on the TV media, the focus is more on negative news. 95% of news is negative. The news media, be it print, oblique, let's say TV media, has to ensure that they should focus more on the positive news, and negative news should be kept to minimum. I go ahead. Self-motivation is the biggest asset, and the biggest asset of any human being is his brain, his mind, and his thinking process. If your brain thinks in a negative manner, if your thinking is negative, then obviously you will be negative. The brain is the most credible storage area, and if the brain is filled up with negative inputs, then your response to a situation will be negative. Ask yourself a question under the circumstances: what is the most positive act that I can do under this particular situation? Get rid of excuses. Say, I can do it. Use a power of picture. Yes, I am going to get, suppose you are ill with some illness, see a picture that you are becoming fit, you are going to lead a normal life in the days to come. If you clearly visualize what you want to do, you will possibly work toward itself. So therefore, it is important to have positive mindset. Make a success, make a record of past successes. Every person in his life has small successes. And if you look at these successes, that is what will motivate you further. Everybody has his shares of failures, but once a failure takes place, quickly analyze and try and keep your downtime to minimum. You fail in whatever task you have been given, think on it as to why did you fail, and in 10 minutes, take that negative thought out of your mind. If you have a right company, it's important. If you deal with positive people, you will remain positive. You will remain enthusiastic. Motivating other self is an art which you must learn over a period of time. We have to deal with juniors. We have to deal with them. So therefore, we have to find out as to what are their problems and how can you help them to help. How can you help them to overcome the problems, be it personal or be it professional, be it medical, at that point of time. Find out what do they want and then show them the way to give it. Lot of times, just listening to the problem itself is a big step forward, because it helps people to clarify their mind. You have to do something right every day. You have to make them believe in themselves. You have to avoid sarcasm, and you have to attract people with your positive image. Actually, each of the slides I can speak for a long time, but I want to keep it short. I just want to give you few techniques, not that you do not know it. Most of the seniors who are listening to the talk would have heard it sometime in their life. All that I'm intending to do, I have collected certain material together on art of motivation, put it in a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm just reminding that you already know the technique of motivation. You already know how to motivate yourself, but just that you now start doing it physically on the ground. So how do you motivate a team? How do you train it? How do you build on past experiences? How do you have right kind of attitude? how do you create a positive environment is something which has to be practiced in day-to-day life. And whatever field you are working in, your leadership should be motivational in nature. Anybody who's under you, around you, must feel that he can look at you for an advice so that you will help him to overcome whatever problems are there at his page, that he has at that stage. So set goals, monitor them, set personal examples, constantly try to improve, give yourself time to think, set up as to what are the issues that are troubling you at that point of time, and ultimately help people around you. So you have to accept criticism, you have to improve yourself, you have to think like a winner in a difficult situation. You don't have to get worried by people who are more competent than you. You have to understand the technique of creative thinking, lateral thinking, how to cultivate a powerful personality. I'll talk about it in my next set of slides. Be loyal to yourself, be willing to try new ideas, be friendly, be positive. And incentive motivation is important. Anybody around you does a good thing, obviously reward him in some manner or the others. Tell people that I saw this person doing a good job, help them in a monetary manner, give them promotions or whichever. There are a lot of rules for criticizing a people. When somebody does something wrong, tell him in a positive manner. Tell him as to what went wrong, and also tell him as to how he could do it right. Criticism is always done in private, and let people know that we all value your contribution, and this person is an asset to any organization. So if you know how to motivate people, you have at your command the most powerful tool of dealing with it. Because in any organization, there are two parts. One is a machine, second is the men around you. And the most important part is people around you. If you have a burning desire to motivate yourself and your subordinates, then you can really lead a happy team. Now I'm going to end in next about 3 to 4 minutes, and I will give you certain ideas for developing your power of personality. These ideas will definitely help you to become a better person. It is said that he is the most original who adopts ideas from different sources. It doesn't have to be your idea. If you get to know a good idea from somewhere else, you can try it out. Now, second issue is discovery consists of seeing what everybody has seen, but thinking of what nobody has thought about. Like, for example, the example always given is Newton, the scientist, saw the apple falling down and he invented the laws of gravity. Apple used to fall before also, but he looked at it from a different angle and he created an almost history. Practice what is called as serendipity. Serendipity is what is serendipity? Serendipity is looking for unusual. People, when you're looking for something unusual, when you're looking for something positive, when you're looking for something which can be done, that is where it helps you to do better than what others are doing. Now, next point is chance favors prepared mind. In life, all of us get chance sometime. Suddenly you are told, can you do this? If you do that job, and you do wonderfully well. So chance prepare yourself if you are prepared for it. So always try and think ahead, see what kind of problems you're going to face. And if you get a chance to do something different, you immediately do it successfully. Francis Bacon gave an advice. He said, everybody should carry a pencil in their pocket and write down the thoughts that come to him at any moment, because these thoughts may not come again. These days, we all of us carry mobile in which, suppose if a very bright idea, a brilliant idea comes to your mind, immediately record it in your mobile so that this idea later can be used by you in a positive manner. Because what happens is the idea which is come to you now may not come to you later. So therefore, it is very, very important that good ideas are written down. In fact, it was recommended to us in the army that all of us should have a book of ideas, or call it a diary of ideas. Whatever idea which comes to you, be it for personal life, be it for professional life, be it for any situation, just write it down, and over a period of time, you will have such positive, bright ideas that your quality of work will improve. It is said that when a fisherman goes for fishing, look at this thing which is shown to you in the blue. When a fisherman goes for fishing, he lays the net and he goes to sleep, and the fish get caught into it. So similarly, let your mind think on these issues. So if there are any tough issues troubling with you, think on it for some time, go to sleep. After you get up, your mind may have thought over it at night time, and you may get some bright practical ideas which are implementable. It is also said that a lot of times it is, don't be afraid to take a big step. Read this line carefully. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to take a big step, because you cannot cross a ditch in two small steps, because if you do, you will fall in a ditch. So at times, risk taking is equally important. Next, what is shown to you in the blue is knowing when to turn away from a problem and leave it for a while. It is essential. Lot of times in our society, especially on the TV channel, paralysis takes place by over-analysis. I repeat, paralysis takes place by over-analysis. So a lot of times you cannot think on a particular issue beyond the point. So leave the issue for the time being and go away, and maybe you can come back to it again. The most important issue is, which is given here, which is called as tolerance to ambiguity, capacity to live with doubt. Today, we are living in times of uncertainty. Nobody knows what exact medicine will become all right for pandemic. We do not know when will the second wave get over. There are warnings that third wave or fourth wave may come. So these are difficult times. Everything is ambiguous. Doctors, a lot of experts talk in different languages. One says this will happen, one says that will happen. Well, it is a situation you face once in 100 years, and unfortunately, we were chosen by destiny to face this situation. So improving tolerance to ambiguity is important. What is important is we should be able to lead a normal life under these circumstances. Uncertainty is there for a sustained period, because it is said that one doesn't discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. If you want to discover new lands, then you have to give away existing ideas. So think in this manner. Whatever profession you are in, whatever field you are in, student, teacher, entrepreneur, farmer, let us say in the corporate world, and all daily wager, etc. Under the circumstances, what is the new skill that you can learn which will help you to survive in the situation? Two, three things come to my mind. These days there are a lot of old people in our society, once especially in the middle class and higher class, whose children are abroad. So they require caretakers. And I find that one old lady or one single man at home, there are 2 to 3 caretakers. So these jobs today are in great demand. Then you must have read today's news that the e-marketing companies are looking for people, because everybody is ordering whatever they want by e-marketing, Amazon or Flipkart or our Indian versions. So therefore, there's a lot of jobs available in the e-marketing companies, the jobs of delivery, etc. Lot of specialized services are required by people. So there are people who provide these kind of specialized services. There are people who are willing to take you to hospital. So there are certain different skills required today than what was required let us say, few months back, but these are available. And if you think in this manner, then maybe you will be able to do much better than what we are doing right now. It is said that books are a storehouses of ideas, thoughts, facts, opinions, descriptions, and information and dreams. Today, all of us have lost the art of reading. In fact, somebody told me that today is a day for reading, the day of reading. But these days, not many of us read, let's say, books. But today, WhatsApp or the social media also gives you storehouse of lot of ideas, information, thoughts, etc. Except that you have to choose what is right and what is wrong. A lot of negative news comes, leave that aside. But whatever positive comes, look for positive ideas, positive news on a flood of information that must be coming to you via Facebook, via Twitter, via social media like WhatsApp, etc. And you can pick up a lot of bright ideas, thoughts, facts, opinions, descriptions, dreams, positive news. Okay, so there's a in our military history, when we were studying it, we were told to study African campaign in which General Montgomery was fighting General Rommel of the German army, and General uh, Montgomery, who later became Field Marshal, in his office had kept a photograph of General Rommel on the wall. General Rommel was his enemy number one. He was asked, why did you keep a photograph of an enemy right in your office, which you are seeing day after day? His reply was that I want to look at the picture and keep on reminding me as to what I would do next if I was Rommel, as to what my enemy would do. If I can understand as to what the enemy will do, I'll be better prepared to do things than without thinking about it. So today, our enemy number one are rumors. Enemy number two are disinformation. Enemy number three is corona or the Chinese virus. So we have to uh, do some practical tips so that we are able to overcome this kind of a negative news. Let us follow what Rommel did in the Second World War, because this is exactly what is required to be done today. Look at the positives. Risk is a companion of innovation. A Japanese proverb, it states that today, unless if you want to take a tiger's cub away, then you have to enter the tiger's den, meaning you have to take risks to win big wars. Thoroughbreds who know the course, enjoy jumping, can be given a loose rein. At the core of term creativity is the capacity to build upon ideas, improve upon people's ideas, subject yourself to ideas and the same process. That means today we can pick up ideas from everywhere, improve upon it, and implement it in whatever little manner. So this is what I wanted to tell you. These are some of the heroes who behaved very, very well during the most difficult time, like the Kargil War. Some of them won Paramveer Chakras, some of them won Mahavir Chakras, Veer Chakras. All these heroes, they also faced challenges like we faced, and they overcame these challenges by doing the ultimate. Okay, so these are the heroes. We can remember them once and try and cultivate some ideas from the fighting spirit that they displayed under the most difficult situation. Okay, so ultimately, if you want to win today's battle, you have to have passion in the heart and fire in the belly. Passion in the heart means positiveness, and fire in the belly means capacity to do something positive. If you do this, then you will win this war against pandemic. And ultimately, what Bhagavad Gita says, look at the words which have been given there. I'll only read out the last line. Therefore, Arjuna, get up and with a resolve to fight. So all of us as a society decide to fight back, decide to do something positive. We will win the war against Corona. I will now see if there are any questions. Not that I can let us say, not that I can answer all the questions, but if there are any questions, I'll try and answer them. Let me see if there are any questions here. Uh, I'm not able to find any questions here right now. Okay, so I think I'll stop here, and let us say I will with a message that if you have liked what we are doing, then try and share this link of the video with everybody and help people to win this war. And before I stop, here is wishing you best wishes for your fight against the fight against the corona. I'll stop here. Jai Hind.